Welcome back to KRS Investment, where investments are made simple. Guys, today we're looking at Lordstorm, ticker symbol RIDE, RIDE. Guys, we can see that the stock is down approximately 19% today, as low as 21%. The share price currently is sitting just around $14.22. It's been fluctuating for the day between $13.65 and $15 per share. Now we have seen, if we see here, just to give you an heads up here, we can see volume is 4.9 million. This is what I'm saying, guys. Opens up just around $14 per share before it went down to $13.65 before climbing up to $15 dollars per share, and then it pulled back in the 418, and it's been fluctuating between 410 between 1410 I should say to 1440. Now, guys, again, I hate to let you guys know this late, but again, I've been making trades so far. It's been an hour since I've been trading by simple flipping. No, the great news is I did bought a lot of shares this morning because I'm planning to go long term with the stock. Now, in terms of my day trading aspect of it, I've done a few small trades. And no, this is an example I tell people all the time that we all know, the workhorse, Nikola, the Teslas, the Neo, the Xpeng, but Lordstown has been sleeping there. If we look back in the last, I would say, month, we can see that the stock was doing great. It was averaging just around between 22 to 24. If we go back early in the year, we can see when it touches that $30 per share. Now, if we recall back in November when everyone was panicking, when we saw that huge run, the first time I got into this stock is I got into this stock just around $21.50, and then I made a small trade at $24.50, and then the next coming weeks we can see that the stock dropped to as low as 13 plus, right? So below $14 per share. Now I got some shares back then for $14.50. At that time, you couldn't go wrong with any EV stock because that was in 2020 and everyone was just flying off the chart. But Lordstown did not move as how I expected. Now those shares stayed stagnant for the longest time. But if we see earlier or so later in November, we can see it made a little run, goes up to that $28, $29 per share before touching $30 per share. And then we saw a pullback back in December into the low 19, 18 at one point. So this is when I know, you know what, I could definitely make money off this stock, just doing simply buying low, sell high, buying low, sell high. If I buy at this price and if the price drops, I just hold it because I know in time it will return for me, right? So this is what I've been doing right, to get numerous. If you look at the play on this stock, it's very easy to trade. In the last 6 months, you know what I mean? Like you can make a trade here, right, to here. You can make a trade anywhere here, right, for the breakout up here. You know what I mean? You can go back in anywhere in the $21 per share. You don't have to think that you have to catch it at 18 and 19 because it's impossible at times to get it at the exact low of the month or the year, right? But as long as you get it on the downtrend, and this is what I tell people, sometime on the downtrend, you just got to pick the right entry because it doesn't mean that if you buy at 22 and if it goes to 18, you lost. No, you didn't lose. If you still hold your share and you make a bounce back at the 23 or even at 26, you can still sell and make a profit of $3 to $4 per share. Now, it would be great to get it at 18, 19, so you can make $6 per share to double your profit. But at the same time, if you can't always catch where it will pick, then it's hard for some people if you're not doing a lot of technical analysis. Now, I try to tell people, you know what, it's great to understand the candlestick, is great to understand and the patterns, but at the end of the day, I find for myself, like if you're thinking to go long term with the stock anyway, it really doesn't matter what the candle is telling you at the time when you're entering if the price is low, right? If the price is low, right, it's basically if you make a great decision, if the stock price drop, in worst case scenario, if it's a company that you truly believe in, just hold on to your shares. Now, the only time that you get really panic is if you buy here, right? For example, you're buying on the downtrend, right? And this is why I say over and over in my videos, it's very crucial to do your research about the company, to know exactly about the company as much as you can, because it helps to prepare you. Because if you're not really confident in your trade, and if you make an entry in the 1950s, or say from anywhere to like say 16 to say 16 to 18, right? If you make an entry in that range there, and then you see it goes down here in the 13, in the 12 to 13, then if you're not prepared, you will be panic. And then what most people do that's not prepared is that they sell. And then when the stock comes back up to where they originally purchased it, then they rebuy. And in the end, what happened is that you buy at 18, 19, but then you sell at 12, 13, right? You lose out $5 per share, and then you rebuy at the 18, 19 again, meaning that you lost $10 now because you lose like $5 on the down, and then you could have made $5 up, which you lost out on, and then you purchase the stock. So it's very crucial to do your research, meaning that if you enter in the trade at 18, 19, if it drops to in the 12 to 13, as long as you're confident with the research that you did, then it's easy to even buy more shares. And this is what I do personally. If I buy on the downtrend, and if I expect there should be some kind of rise right in the stock price, right? So what I do is that if I see, okay, it goes on $4 or $5 more, and if I anticipate they're going to be like an uptrend very soon, then I buy in this section here. It's very crucial, guys, right? It's really important. Let's see here. It's really important. Let me just see if I could get my cursor here very quickly, just to highlight here. Okay, perfect. So me personally, if I buy, as I say, in the like 18, 19, so definitely I'll buy there. Right. So I'll put this here. And if the stock continues to drop to in the 12, then definitely I like to see this when it close off, because I'm going to buy here as well. Right. So I keep buying. Right. So eventually what happened is that, okay, I buy here when it's at 18, and I buy here when it's at 14. So when it's going on the uptrend, I can do two options, right? So for example, if I buy, okay, this is just for example, if I buy 1,000 shares there, and if it drops here, and if I buy 500 shares here, right? So what I can do, right? This is what I mean when I say buy low, sell high, is that if you're planning to go long term anyway, and if you buy 1,000 shares here in the downtrend and the stock goes lower, right? It goes like $4 lower. Then you can buy 500 shares, you can buy 1,000 shares, right? But let's just say we buy 500 shares right here, and then we see, okay, the stock starts to move again. So if it crosses where I originally bought my shares, right? Even though I know it's going in the uptrend, there's clearly a breakaway to be happening anywhere in here. And listen, guys, I'm keeping it simple, right? I don't have to show you ceilings and resistance and all that stuff. No, that's fine. Let's just keep it simple so everyone could understand. So if you purchase at $18 per share, but keep in mind, you've done your research, you understand that the stock may um, should go back to over $25 per share. That's our goal, right? If we're buying at 18, in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, I'm trying to sell at 25 to 30. So if it breaks away down or in a downtrend, if there's a huge sell-off, and if I could buy it back at $14 per share, now I have an option. I can sell my additional shares here. That 500, I could sell 500 shares here, right? If I choose, I could sell 500 shares here, meaning that the additional shares that I picked up, I can sell it here. I can make a profit, right? So basically, I could make that $4 times 500, or I could sell up here, or I could wait and I could sell here. So I could sell in the middle of the breakout, sell 500 again, right? Or I could wait until the top and sell 500 again, right? So I could sell 500 many places. And this is what I've been doing, right? It may not be ideal for most people, but the point what I'm trying to make is that if you buy, as long as you do your research, you don't have to panic and then sell. Because what people do is that they buy 1,000 here, but then the stock drop. What they do, the mistake that you make, is that you go and sell now, right? You go and sell your 1,000 share here, and then they rebuy it back at where they originally bought it back, right? So this is where you can lose money that you didn't need to, right? In this case, I would call it you'd lose unnecessary money. So keep your investment simple, guys. If you buy it at 18, if it drops to 14, keep in mind this information is basically if you have done your research, if you read up on the company, you see what they're doing, the direction that they're doing, and if you're planning to go long term anyway, still keep your original shares that you purchase, and then you could buy more shares here. You can buy 500, you can buy 1,000, you can buy 100, right? Or in some instance, what you can do if I mean if you're very confident in the stock, you can buy 1,000 here, and then you can just keep on selling 100 as it goes up, right? It's the same thing. If you don't want to hold on like too many into the same company, you can sell 100 here, 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 right? You can write it all the way up. And if it gets to the goal of $30 per share, right, you have two options now. If you didn't sell any here, right, then you could sell your initial, right? I got too many L's there, but you understand, right? It's supposed to be two L's, but you could sell your original 1,000 that you bought at 18, that your goal is for $30 per share. You can sell it here, and then including that 500 that you bought here at 14, if you didn't sell it here, and if you didn't sell it here, and if you kept it, right, then you could sell all 1,500 shares at the top. Now, the next thing that you can do as well, so let's say if it was 1,000 we bought here, and if it was 1,000 here, and even 500, right, we can break it up. So we know it was 18 here, and it was 500 here, right? But because we know it's 1,000 divided by 2 is 500, so we know it's going to be 500 the average. So 18 plus 14. Okay. So if we break it into three, we know our average is $16.66. Now, what you can do, right, and this is what I do on many, many occasions, is that what you can do is that if you know that, okay, it's 1666 is your average. If you get to $30 per share, then what you can do, what I have done most cases, is that what I'll do is that I would sell, right? I'll take that away, and then this would be the profit, right? Because 1,500 shares. So we minus that, and then now we have $20,000. So basically, the way we get 20,000 is that we bought 1,000 shares at 18, right? That was 18, and then at 14, we bought 500 shares, right? So now we're looking at, okay, we invested 25,000 in this trade, but now if we're selling 1,500 shares at $30, we have made $45,000 in total, right? So if we have made 45, and if our average was 20, our average was 1666, and that comes out to around 25,000. So basically I have 20,000 in profit. Now that 20,000 would be in profit up here. So what I tend to do now I know, okay, fine, I have 20,000 in profit. I wait for a pullback. So, or we can see the stock comes back down in the 1920s, right? 1920s here. So what I do know, I know I have 20,000. It comes to 19 again. Okay, now I could buy 1050 shares, right? So I come here and I buy 1050 shares. Okay, and this is with profit money. Keep in mind, this is my profit. So now because it's profit, now I'm more free. I could trade any direction or any way I want to trade, right? So if I buy on 1050, now this is not really my money. This is the profit that I've made. So I could sell anywhere comfortable. I can sell at 24, right? So if the stock goes to 24 per share, now I sell at $24 per share, right? So now, okay, that money becomes, okay, say 2,500. Okay. So now we sell the 1050 here. We, you know, we made $25,000, right here. So now we sell 1050. Now we have 25,000 now from this trade. So as soon as we get the first pullback, what we do here, we can see the stock touches that $20 per share. So we go in now, we buy We buy at $20 per share. Man, my math is getting so bad these days, using too much calculation. So now we can buy 1250 shares. So now I go in here and I buy 1250 shares again. Right? Now I know, okay, I'm waiting for a rise and I'm aiming back for that $30. Now keep in mind, I'm just being lazy because I can do the exact same thing here. We can go back and buy here. We can go back and buy anywhere on the dip. So in the end, guys, I'll show you something. You know what? Let's not be lazy. So let's go ahead and sell here. So we see it crosses $28. So we're gonna sell at $28. Now we have 35,000, right? Sell 1250. We got $28,000, right? Because we're selling here. So now we saw a pullback again in 2350, right? 20 so 1250 times 28. Okay, so now we have, oh, what am I doing? I have 38,000. I need to erase that. 38,000. 38. It's gonna look messy, but you know it's okay. Let's just put it over here. All right, so we have 30, 35. I'm going crazy here. Okay, 35,000. Okay, we understand we have 35,000. But now if we look now, the stock goes back down to 24. So now I could buy for $24. Now I have 1450 shares, right? About 1450 shares. And then wait for that ultimate $30 goal again. So now we can sell 1450 shares. Doesn't have to be accurate, guys, just an estimate. 43. So sell 1450 shares. We come out with 43,000. Let's put 43.5. Just make it here. Because we know we'd have an average out in 43.5. Okay. So we sell here. Now we're happy again because now we're break that $30 mark. That was our goal. We sold. We had 43. But keep in mind, this entire 43,000 is none of our money. This is purely from profits only. And then we could see this huge drop here. The stock drop as low. We can see back here to 15. Now we can just go in here and put 15, 2,900 shares. Little run here. Buy 2,900 shares. Okay. And then we can see now we sell at 18 yesterday. 52. Right? So now let's put the money here. We make 52 here. Right? I'm only showing you guys how you can really use to make money. Now we have 52 there, and now we saw it goes down this morning for 1365. We got in at 1385. So now we own 3754 shares here. Okay. How many shares we say again? 3754. 3754. So this is the amount of shares we're buying. And guess what, guys? Our goal right now is to sell that amount of shares back at $30. So we're looking to make 100K. And this is what I mean. You could buy low, sell high. Now, obviously, the number is just for an information purposes only. These numbers are, in my experience, it doesn't mean it will happen to you because you had to make the trades at the same time I did, right? But this is just a number to let you know that, listen, you don't have to start with a lot of money. You can start with as small as you can, but you just got to buy low, sell high. Now, I'm sure a lot of people have easier way of explaining it in a less complicated way or even easier way than me. But I think it's very simple, guys. If we go back and look at the chart here, is that we buy 1,000 share back here for, what was it, 18? The share price drops, we buy another 500. Instead of selling in panic, we bought more shares in. And then we have options now. We could sell 5 here if we want. We can sell 5 here if we want. We can sell 5 here if we want. Or we can hold and sell the original 1,000 plus the 500 that we got. Wait for a pullback. Then we're able to buy more shares. And then, oh, and keep in mind, the shares that we now own now, it's purely profit. We have our capital invested money back out to put in another investment, and then we buy total different amount of shares from our profits only. Then we could sell here again, make more money, buy here again. Okay. Then we could sell here again. We just keep making profit. Buy low. Keep in mind, you don't have to always get at the very bottom. You can get it here, you can get it here, you can get it here. Like it's, just try to get it as low as possible and wait for the price that you want. Guys, if this has helped you clear up a few things in how you can make profit on the market, definitely please subscribe, please comment. If you disagree with this method as well, let me know in the comments below. Just keep it respectful. We all student of the game. We're still making money. Doesn't matter how long you're investing. We all student of the game. Every day is different in investing. This is why I like investing, because every day in the market is different. You have different obstacles, different challenges. But the more important thing is how we get over them, how we can make money going forward. So, guys, please like, please share. If this makes sense to you, if this helped you in somewhat, if this shows you how you can buy and sell shares and make money on the stock market, please do me a huge favor. Smash that subscribe button below. This is as simple as it could get, guys. Now, keep in mind, I've done this exact same scenario with multiple stocks. That's why I tell you guys from day one that by trading like on like $10,000 in the start of May 2020, you could have made 3 to 4 million if you're doing the right trades, because the market was so volatile, it was so low. If we saw at the beginning of the pandemic, if we want to make it easy, at this date in the pandemic, if we go back here, look at this, right? If we go back here, any company you chose, for example, if you had chose, say, Tilray, right, in this week at $2, then and by 2 weeks later, you could have sold Tilray for, say, $10, right? So that would be 500 increase, 500% profit. Now, if you have used that profit and, say, go into New York State mortgages, it was trading for $1 at the time, but then 2 weeks later, it goes to $3.50. That's another 200 increase. And then if we move that money and if we go over anything, right, we could have used that money into Neo at the time, right, for $2 and something or $3 and something. We could have gone to Tesla at that time, right? That was pre-split. So Tesla was still trading for on like $385 per share. That was before the split, right? So if you calculate that out, that would be like 70 something dollars, right? So you could have gone with Tesla. You could have gone with Aurora Cannabis at the time was trading for, I think, 85 cents. And we've seen after the 12 for 1 split, it goes to 7, but then it goes to $26. That's another 400%. And then if you do the same thing for Uber, Uber and Lyft was trading in the teens that time. And we can see those company months later goes in the 30s and 40s, right? And if we take that money, the option is you can go down to Neo, you could have gone to Blink at $2 that time. We saw Blink goes to $66. So if you have made the right trade at the right time, guys, you could have made a lot of money. But let's just keep it right now with Ryan. We can say Lordstown is down for the day, but the reason why I create that, that scenario, what I explained, is because I've been trading this stock for a long time. My goal is to go long term, but right now I have more shares, and all I've been doing is just accumulating more shares. So when these companies goes up to $50 per share, $100 per share, or $200 per share, then I could cash out big while not using my money. Like all these trades are strictly from profits. Now, keep in mind, at times you will have to take some of that profit out. Okay, you have to pay yourself as well. Make sure you're paying yourself. It makes the journey easier and more appreciated. And then just continue to make money. So if you guys like the explanation of how to trade a stock like Ride to make money, if you're day trading or if you're swing trading, I would say, or if you're going long term, then definitely show some love. Until next time, guys, please like, share, and make a comment below and subscribe. Peace out.